Guys, if you could take out your solubility and solution notes that we started on Tuesday. We are going to finish up those notes today. I am going to fill in the blanks for you and work some practice problems. Okay, so to start off, we're going to talk about what solute versus solvent is. I think we've already talked about this before, but basically a solute is going to be the material that is dissolved by a solvent. So your first blank, the solute is the material being dissolved and the one in the least quantity. So if I had a glass of tea and I put sugar in it, the sugar would be considered the solute. It is going to be dissolved by the solvent, which is the water. So next word, the solvent is the substance that does the dissolving and is in the greatest quantity. So the water or the tea would be considered the solvent in this solution. Alright, not all substances will combine to form a solution. Oil and water, for example. You can try to mix them as much as you want, but they will never mix. The reason being is because water is polar and oil is nonpolar. So a polar and a nonpolar substance cannot mix together to form a solution. On the other hand, alcohol and water are able to form a solution because those are both polar compounds. So if you've got like compounds, then they will mix in solution. Alright, to measure the strength or concentration of a solution, we measure the amount of solute in the solvent. Alright, and so what we're going to be focusing on today is what we call molarity. So that is the word we use to describe the concentration. So to calculate molarity, what you're going to do is divide the moles of solute by the volume. And so the unit that we're going to use to describe molarity is a capital M. Okay, if you would like to find the equation for molarity, you're going to go to page 3 in your packet, the formula page, and you'll be able to locate it there. I'm going to write it on the back of the sheet. So go ahead, flip your sheet over. And we're going to do some practice problems. Alright, if you have not located the formula yet, I'm going to write it up here for you. Molarity is equal to moles of the solute divided by liters of the solvent. Okay, so very simple equation. The tricky part is sometimes it doesn't give you moles. It might give you grams, and so you're going to have to do a conversion, convert it into moles. Sometimes instead of giving you liters, it might give you milliliters. Therefore, you're going to have to convert that into liters. So you just want to make sure you have these units when you're ready to calculate your molarity. Okay, so I'm going to do A for you. It's a very simple problem. It's given me liters and the moles, and it wants the molarity. Alright, so I'm going to say M is equal to 1.34 moles over 3.6 liters. I'm going to divide that, and I end up getting 0.37 molarity. And so remember, significant digits, I need 2. So there's your answer. Okay, in letter B, same problem, Except what I want you to notice is it's not giving us liters, it's giving us milliliters. So you may remember this from back in our science, but the way that you're going to convert milliliters into liters is to either divide by 1,000 or just move your decimal 3 places to the left. So that would equal 0.539 liters. Okay, so now we're ready to solve. Why don't you take a second and try to work it out on your own? Okay, I apologize if I'm rushing anybody. What you should have done is put 0.78 moles over 0.539 liters. You're going to divide those to get 1.45 as your molarity. You need 2 significant digits. There we go. Okay, the next problem, I want you to notice that it's giving us grams instead of moles. So your first step when solving this one is to go ahead and convert 64 grams of KNO3 into moles of KNO3. So alright, so I'm going to do that for you. 64 grams KNO3. The molar mass of KNO3 is 101.11 grams. So when I divide those, I get 0.63 mole. Okay, now I can divide by the volume of the solution. And we get 0.107. I need 2 significant digits. Okay. Okay, so now if Miss Barker maybe could pause the video, give you guys a few minutes to work out D, E, and F on your own, and then when you're ready, play the video again, and I will work these problems out for you so that you can check your answers. Okay, after everybody has had a chance to work them out, if you will look up here and I will rework these problems out. Okay, first step for D is to convert milliliters to liters. Second step, convert grams to moles. Now divide moles by liters. There's your answer. Okay. For letter E, here it's giving us the molarity, and it wants to know the mass of NaCl. So step 1 here is to solve for X. So this is going to give you a mole value. So when you multiply these two together, you end up getting 2.69 mole. Alright, but it wants the answer in grams. So now, you're going to need to do a conversion. Molar mass of NaCl is 58.44. Okay, and I believe when you multiply that and you convert to significant figures, you get 160 grams. That's your answer. Okay, last one is the same sort of problem. This one's 65 grams is your answer. Okay, so now that you guys are done with these notes, there's a packet for you that's going to be some practice problems with reading solubility graphs. There are 8 practice problems that are similar to these that we just did. Please turn in your work when you're done. If you do not have enough time to finish in class, finish it tonight for homework. Thank you guys for being great. For Miss Barker, I look forward to seeing you on Monday. Have a good weekend.